Welcome to the People of DearDoc, an DearDoc Podcast, the show that brings you closer to the heart of our company. I'm your host, Billy, and each week we'll take you on a journey behind the scenes to meet the incredible individuals who drive our company's success. From marketing to product development, HR to sales, we're here to showcase the real people, the real stories, and the real passion that makes our workplace extraordinary. Whether you're a new hire that's eager to learn about our culture, or a seasoned pro looking to connect with colleagues that you've never met, this podcast is your invitation to join us in celebrating the unique talent that makes us who we are. So grab your favorite headphones, settle in, and get ready to meet the faces behind the roles as we dive deep into the heart of our company. It's time to discover the stories that inspire us, the ideas that drive us in the incredible journey that is DearDoc. Welcome to the People of DearDoc, an DearDoc Podcast. Let's get started. What's up, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of the People of DearDoc. This week we have Mr. Angelo joining us, one of our SDRs on our sales team. Angelo, what's up, dude?
What's up, guys? Happy to be here. Billy hit me up to want to do the People of DearDoc, and I was like, of course. Couldn't be happier that he chose me to do this.
Angelo, where are you from?
I'm from Staten Island, New York. Born and raised, been there my whole life. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Big Staten Island guy.
Yep. Shout out to Vin and Carmelo.
So what were you doing before DearDoc?
So before DearDoc, I was doing a couple of things. When I was a junior in college at SUNY Cortland, I started doing cash advances for like a year. It was more like on my breaks and summers. Did that for a bit. It wasn't the route I wanted to go because I'm more of a type of person who wants to like help people out at the end of the day. And when I was doing that, it wasn't really like the point. It was more like just getting money and capital out of it. But then after that, then I worked for the Staten Island Ferry Hawks when I graduated. Great place, great people. I got there through a friend of Gary Perrone. Gary Perrone's a great guy. Knows tons of people in the minor leagues and MLB as well. Worked for him. Learned a lot. Learned how a business actually ran from like the ground up. Because when I got there, we were pretty much like nothing. And in 6 months, we built a team, a park, and everything. So it was amazing to be a part of that accomplishment. They're still doing great things over there. And a lot of people that I worked with there are now in the MLB. So shout out to all of them.
That's sick.
And after that, I worked for PSP. That was like a more like growing up position for the most part because I always wanted to work in sports after studying sport management at SUNY Cortland. So I studied there, and they were doing professional publications, and started doing that and selling publications in like all professional teams yearbooks. Loved that. And then while I was there, shout out to Sophie. While I was at my company, Sophie DM'd me, and I just missed the DM on LinkedIn. And then I wound up like a couple months later, wound up looking at like the position for DearDoc, and I was like, oh, let me like hit up the recruiter, and it was still Sophie, and I saw like the message in our like LinkedIn messages, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't answer you. And then Sophie set me up an interview, and now like I think it's like 5 months. 5 months later, I'm with DearDoc, so very
Absolutely.
grateful to be here,
Yeah.
and I love it here.
So you did sports management in college as
Yes.
your study? What
Yep.
does that entail for a career? Like, what did you want to do with that?
So pretty much, because a lot of my friends who did like got a business degree for the most part, we took like the same amount of classes. I just did more like things like of like event management, sport law, like marketing. So I did more of that route than more of like say like the finance classes like they would make you take. But for the pretty much the most part, it's the same thing, but it just more focuses on like sport, entertainment, and all that.
Sick. And then I didn't know that the team was actually like a baseball team until you started telling me like the first
Yeah,
day you
yeah.
came.
So the Staten Island Firehawks was up. They used to be the Staten Island Yankees, and they're in the Atlantic League. So it's pretty much a league where like it's like a second chance, pretty much. So it's like, so say if there was like a baseball player who wasn't getting like playing time and now is out of the league for a bit, that's like his second chance to like make it to the league without being in like the minors, getting brought up and everything. So you
Mm.
pretty much just have a chance to like redeem your career, which is like really cool. A lot of guys got signed. One of the guys that was there when I was there was Julio Teron. He
Okay.
wound up actually getting signed a year later by the Brewers, and he's been like phenomenal since. So he's like back in the MLB, like doing his thing. So it's like
Wow.
really cool, like to see that league and like see people like actually like get a chance taken on them, and their chances like turn out to be great.
Yeah, no, definitely. And what did you do like when you were there? Like a bunch of different things, or
I did pretty much everything. I was supposed to be a group sales rep, but once we got there, it was pretty much like a ground up. So it was pretty much like all hands on deck. I wound up doing group sales, door to door sales, sponsorships, setting up events, driving places. So it's pretty much just like whatever they need me to do, like I was willing to do it. And it was a great experience. I really couldn't ask for anything better, like for a first job out of college.
what was your favorite part about being there?
On the people for sure. The people there too were great. I like how we always say about DearDoc, like the people do definitely make it here, and the people there as well. Like a lot of good laughs. Gary Perone's a great guy. Joe Mack, shout out to him too, and a couple other people. Joe Gito, my friend Chelsea, Joe, Trish. We all started at like the same time, and it was pretty great to be a part of that. And everybody's gone their separate routes. Some people are still there, and shout out to everyone who was there when I was there and we built everything from the ground up. It wouldn't be the same if it wasn't for all the people there.
Yeah,
And it's pretty exciting to see like them doing everything now. They're doing like big things with like Wu Tang and other big events. Always check them out and always see what they're doing. So they're killing it right now too.
I feel like you just mentioned like four Joes.
Yeah, there's a couple. There was a lot of Joes. Joe, like we always had a running joke about like you would always have to say like the last person's name. It was like so many Joes at the time. It was
That's
pretty
great.
wild.
You're going through names. I'm like, I think you just said Joe,
I think
Joe.
there was like three Joes. I think so.
That's hilarious. So then flash forward a little bit further, like now Sophie reached out to you. I think it's a lot of reason why a lot of people are here now is from Sophie, like on LinkedIn. And maybe people who are watching this who are maybe got reached out to by Sophie and came across this. A lot of us went through Sophie to actually like end up here at DearDoc. So describe like what it was like coming in your first day to the office.
Yeah,
Or like
I remember my first day, like my first interview for the most part. I remember everybody was on the phones, and I was like, oh, like this is a cool environment. And I remember Penny walked up to me and like I was sitting on the couch, like when you walk in, and Penny greeted me, and I was just waiting, and then I think I interviewed with I interviewed with Shane and Jeremy, and it was great. And then my like first day, I was just all excited, and like everybody, like the energy was just immaculate off rip. And then like we literally just I think I sat in for like the morning meeting, and it was just like awesome to see that. And I just knew like from that moment, like I wanted to be a part of this, and like this was a company I wanted to be a part of.
yeah, definitely. I remember like when you came in, I actually like talked to you like your first day, you're like, yo, there's this dog that was running around. Like, whose dog is this? That's
I
funny.
remember I met Joe after too, because Joe did our training, and I was like, "Oh my god! Of course it's his dog." I was like, "I'm so embarrassed." And then
Yeah, there
it
was-
was me, you, Liam, and Christine, and we got lunch with Joe, and you came with us.
yeah, yeah. That's when you were bringing up the dog. That's funny.
Yeah,
So yeah, so it's been 5 months. You're absolutely crushing it. You had an epic month. Was it last month, right? And
yeah,
even
I think
months
it
before that,
was.
you had two back-to-back great months.
Yeah, I've been on the grind. Training was a little rough for me, just like to figure everything out for the most part. Nothing that was like company wise, but really just after training everything just started to like click more, I would say. And I've just been putting the work in, just really grinding and just doing the DearDoc way, like sticking to the script and doing what we do best and just following those like rules that we always built from day one in training.
Yeah. Well, what do you think made the biggest difference, like from now to like your first month or 2 months on the phone?
I would say getting comfortable with the script, like in my own way, with not like tweaking anything for the most part, but it would just be more of like just really repetition, the consistency, and we all know that consistency is the best trait of a salesperson, and pretty much just really just grinding, listening to everyone else, listening to you honestly. You helped me a lot when I first came in, and it's just great, and just like being around all the people always help. Like if there's something wrong, like shout out to Shane too. Like Shane always like dissects everything with me, and we'll just like little by little pick up on things and just work on it, and everything started to click after training, and I'm just going to try to keep up the good work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And dude, you're crushing it. And like our biggest thing here is like the culture we have and like working together, winning together. It's might sound cliche, but it's so true that everyone here is one big team. And if one person's feeling down, everyone there is like to bring them back up and help them get back on their feet and whatever else is going on with them, right? What would you say one of your biggest or like best memories is so far while being here? It doesn't have to be like work related, like it could be something fun we did at work.
Let me think. I gotta think quick. I would say a couple of the first team night out was pretty funny when we went to City Pickle
Oh
and
yeah.
we were all there. That was pretty funny because like we were all like I never played pickleball before and it was just like all ever. I remember Kravam was just like diving everywhere, like it was literally concrete, and Kravam was like diving, making plays. It was mad funny, and it was just a good time, and it was just like the day in the office was great too. Like we were all excited, and then once we got there, it was just like nobody, a lot of people didn't know how to play, and we just had a grand old time.
Yeah, dude, that was an epic team, and honestly. That might be like one of my favorite ones next to Nobu.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
Nobu's like phenomenal. The Nobu
yeah.
was like we just worked so hard for that. That was just great.
For the people who aren't on the sales team with us, like explain how Nobu came about, like how we went to Nobu for Team Night Out. That's a sick story.
Yeah, that is one of the best stories. So it was like a running joke, I would say, between me, you, and Christine.
Mhm.
After that one time, Shane, we hit our goals for like the day, and Shane was like, "Oh, I owe you guys a lunch," and I think we did it again, and we were like, "Oh, so Shane, we're going to Nobu like this time," and he was like, "Absolutely not." So then we had the money saved over for I think that lunch, and then the month competition was a team competition. I think I vividly remember me, you, and Christine looking at each other and we're like, we're gonna win it, and we just
Yep.
knew instantly. We put in like insane hours of like work. I remember that month alone, I might have worked a crazy amount of OT, and I could imagine the rest of the team as well too. And it was just like a lot of work, a lot of grind, and everybody had us out to be the underdog, but we really weren't the underdogs, and we came out on top. And we used the money that was given to us by DearDoc to go to Nobu, and Nobu was just electric. And I remember me and Billy were just sitting in Nobu, and we looked at each other. We were like, they brought out like a huge rack of like lamb or something, and we're like, yeah, bro, we got to make more money now. And we just started hysterical laughing. So Nobu was great. I can't ask for anything better.
Yeah, dude, that was fucking sick. And like I remember we would leave, like I would leave for the day, leave like on time, and you need to get like one more meeting for us to qualify for like whatever challenge or to win for the day, or at least like set us up for like the best. And you're like, dude, I'm gonna get it. And I'd be on the train going home, be like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and I just see it come through. I'm like, let's go.
I
Pull it
remember
down.
that as well. Christine stayed. I think Christine stayed with me till like 7:38, and I literally was like the last person. Andrew Lyons and Eric like literally just left at 8, and I think I stayed like an extra 15 minutes, and I booked it. It was like I think Alaska time. It was crazy.
hmm Dude, it's crazy to think about. Like, you talk to other people who have other jobs, especially in sales or like corporate wise or corporate, right? It's like 6:30 hits, like 5 o'clock hits, they're out the door. What made you want to stay late to like 8 o'clock? It's an hour and a half, almost 2 hours
Yeah.
past you're supposed to be here or have to be
I
here.
think it was just like our team, like that's just how our team is. Like everybody's always like sacrificing for each other. Like I do like our team is like very like close, especially. So I
Mhm.
felt like I was gonna let you guys down, and I didn't want to do that. And we were so it wasn't like I had like two meetings on the board, it was like we were right there, and like we needed those points. So I was like, I'm not gonna let them down. Like I'm not letting myself down, and I'm gonna get this meeting. And I just kept putting in my head like, there's no way I'm not getting this meeting. And like two and a half hours later, we got the meeting.
We did it, and then we went, had a great dinner. So tell us more about like what you do outside of work. What are you into? Do
Yeah.
you have any
So
hobbies?
for me, I love basketball. I'm a big basketball guy. I love watching basketball and everything. But for the most part, like on weekends, it's really hanging out with like friends and family. I'm always running everywhere. If anyone who like knows me knows I'm always traveling. Like I go to Long Island, Westchester. I'll
Hmm.
be in Staten Island, the city, Brooklyn. So all my friends always laugh. They're like, you're always like on the run. And it's like I'm never home on the weekends just because I want to see everyone. Always have like good memories and good times. So I would say the most part is just being with like friends and family. That's like what I
Like
like to do in my spare time.
you said, basketball too, right?
Yeah, of course. Big Knicks fan.
Knicks fan.
Gotta be.
Basketball just started, right?
Yeah, basketball just I think they're like 3-2 or 2-3. A little
Nice.
rough right now, but we're good. I think we're gonna pull out a dub tonight for the
I don't watch
in-season
a lot of
tournament.
sports. Was it last year? Like they went like really far, like further than they
Yeah,
expected to
no,
go.
they beat the Cavs in the first round, and then we had a tough loss to Miami, but they went to the finals too. So it was like we lost to like a good team. They were built different. They were built different. They had like role players who were coming out, like playing their role, kind of like us. And Miami had a lot of grit.
Yeah, no, definitely. Maybe we'll do like a team night out, like a Knicks game. Is that
Yeah, no,
doable?
I think Alyssa said something to me about that like a couple months ago.
That'd be sick.
So yeah, we definitely got to go, even though the tickets are like insane prices.
They're really expensive.
Oh yeah, it's MSG. Of course it is.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
Well, we
MSG
got to
is the
win the
worst.
contest. You get us going with something.
Yeah, we got to win. We're gonna win again. If it's a team, of course we're gonna win.
Yeah, undoubtedly going to win that. All right, so we're going to head into like this other segment of the podcast. It's like rapid fire questions.
Okay,
Like keep your thinking minimal and like whatever comes to your mind first, just spit out the answer.
facts.
All right. So kind of similar to today's TGIF. You win the lottery. What's the first three things you're buying?
I'm probably buying a mansion with tons of acres for like my family and friends. That's the first thing I'm buying.
So mansion.
Yep.
Two more. What else you got?
I would probably get a jet. I think Liam said that. That was like I thought that was pretty smart. And then I'd probably get like a elegant horse so I could ride around.
Dude, I've never said that in one of our meetings. Getting a horse.
I'm sticking with it, and I call him Midnight for sure.
Midnight. All right, sticking with the rule of threes. A genie comes down. You have three wishes. What are they?
I would say teleportation. Um,
Okay.
Let me think quick. Um, like the movie Like Mike. I would be like that. Like it just like insane basketball powers mad quick. And like endless money, I'd say.
You gotta pick money.
Yeah, you got to. You have
You're
to.
limited. All right, this is my favorite question. So you have to create a new sport in the Olympics. It could be anything. It could be like literally tying shoes. That you have to lead your country to victory in. What sport are you going to create?
I'm gonna go beer pong. I'm winning every
Beer.
time. Every time.
Angel's leading the team USA in beer pong.
Easily.
That's fucking
Easily.
awesome. All right, next one is you get to open up a restaurant. What's the name of it? What kind of food is it going to have, and what is it going to look like inside?
Well, one, it's got to be Italian, for sure. I would just probably go like a classic, just like Angelo's restaurant or Angelo's Trattoria, like something like that. And I would probably say Italian, like mad old school vibes, like in Goodfellas, like that scene, like when they go down, like through the
Mhm.
side. I would probably say like
Yeah,
my restaurant would look exactly like that.
that'd be sick. That'd be sick. All right, let's see what the last one's going to be. Um, 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 okay, would you rather go forward in time or backwards in time?
We've done this question before. I would probably say forward, just to see like all the technology and everything, and like see where like society is. Like I think it was like if you got dropped like 100 years into the future or 100 years in the past, you'd be like in
Mm-hmm.
the 1920s or like I'd rather see what the future looks like.
Think we have flying cars yet?
Yeah, definitely for sure. They
It's got to
used
be.
they used to say that in like the 80s, like we're gonna have like flying cars by now, but we still haven't.
If the Simpsons like can guess they're going to be flying cars, I'm going to trust what the Simpsons say. They're
Facts.
always,
I agree 100%. They predicted Trump.
dude. They did. They predicted a lot of things. Probably there's gonna be some kind of like crazy like winter storm coming this year. I don't know if you saw that online or not.
Oh God, I hope not.
Apparently, in the Simpsons, like they said, it's like a cold winter or something like that, where everyone's like snowed in. I think that's what happened, but we'll
Oh
see if it actually
God,
comes true.
New York's the
Um,
worst too.
yeah, it would not be a fun place to have something like that. All right, dude, we're gonna wrap it up here. Angela, thanks for coming on.
Of course.
Give us
Thank you for having me.
a piece to give to like maybe someone who's thinking about joining DearDoc, like why they should, or even like a tip for when they first come in here, maybe as an SDR.
Yeah, definitely. The one thing I would say, just be a sponge and be a sponge. And our running joke with Flynn, be a goldfish. Like you mess
Mhm.
up, like forget about that. Like just attack it, attack everything how you normally would, and obviously the Dear Doc way, and just really like put your all into it, and you'll see the results. Like trust me, because if you work hard, hard work beats talent when talent works hard. So I think that's the line. I think I might have botched it, but I know Joe Brown
Hope you
always
got
says
it.
that.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I would definitely go with that. And just really, just the people here are just fantastic, and really the PMA is just at an all-time high always. But yeah, that's how
Love it.
I'd leave it off.
Sweet. Angelo, thanks for coming on, dude.
Of course, bro. Thank you, Billy.
Yep.